Hello, my name is Howard Davis, and welcome to another lesson of English. Right now we're going to talk about adverbs, okay? And I want to talk specifically about frequency adverbs. Adverbs has different types or different sections, okay? I want to talk about the adverbs of frequency or time, is what can often be referred to. But adverbs are a word or a phrase that modifies or qualifies a verb or an adjective. Okay, so there's a verb or an adjective that is in the sentence. Okay, the verb, remember a verb is an action. It is something like something that is happening, like swim, ride, drive. Those are all verbs. Those are things that are active. Adjective is something that describes, something that gives a description to a noun, or it could be a description to a verb. Okay, but the description is like a green curtain. Green is the adjective. Okay, a brown chair. Brown is the adjective. A big tree. Big being the adjective. Right? So adverbs and frequency. So adverbs are qualifiers. Okay, they qualify the verb or the adjective that is in the sentence. The adverbs of frequency are always is one. Okay, if you ever hear somebody use the word always, I always go to the store on Tuesday. Okay, it is an adverb. It modifies or qualifies the verb I always go. Always go. What was the verb? I always go. All right, so it qualifies. I always get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, you might hear that. Or I always go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. You know, just using the adverb frequency, and it always is used in front of a verb. Okay, because it qualifies that verb. Okay, the next one is often. Okay, I often take a walk for exercise. Okay, what's the verb? Walk. Or walk or take a walk in my sentence. I often take a walk or I often walk for exercise. But often is used with a verb. Okay, often. It is a frequency. Always is something that is more repetitive. It is something that is constant. Okay, always. It's every day. You can count on always. Often is not as frequent. It is not as, it is not always, okay, so it is not constant. But it's a little bit more, it's frequent, but not as frequent as always. Next is usually. Okay? I usually go to Tesco. Okay, that's the store that I usually go to. Usually. That is a adverb of frequency of a routine. It is a habit. It is what I usually do. Okay, it is. It's not a frequency of always. I don't always go there. Sometimes I go to Lidl. Sometimes I drive to Prakatitz and I go to Coughlin. Okay, so there could be changes, but usually it's a little bit more of a frequency, but not as frequent as always. And then sometimes. Sometimes is the adverb frequency that relates to it is on occasion. Sometimes I drive to Prakatitsa to go to Coughlin. Sometimes. It's not very often, and I don't usually do it. And it's not something I always do, but I do it sometimes. Okay, so it is less frequent. It is not something that is as frequent as usually or often. Okay, finally, now this one is the negative side. I never drive to Strakanica to do my grocery shopping. Okay? I just don't. It's too far. All right? So I never. It's something that it's not a practice. It never happens. Okay? So that is the frequency. This one, the frequency is, it never happens. It's the negative of always. So if you think of the being a kind of a graduation, never means never. Sometimes means sometimes. Usually, okay, usually I do it. Often is a little bit more than usually. It's what I do. It's more of a routine. And then always, it's what I always do. It's my routine. It's what I do. Okay, so those are the adverbs of frequency. Okay, always, often, usually, sometimes, and never. Okay, so if you have any questions about using the adverbs of frequency, please let us know. We would be more than happy to answer your questions. They are usually very easy to use. Okay, sometimes there can be a little bit of confusion with the frequency, but we often use them. So enjoy your lesson and enjoy your day, and we will talk to you at the next lesson. Bye.